Hi, everybody. It's Nancy, Jean, and Dorothy, and we're on New Moon Day,
Yes, we are. Yes,
seventh
we are. Hi,
day,
everybody.
seventh day of the 7 days of blossoming. Now, what you do tomorrow on the actual day
Hmm.
of the solstice is up to you, whether it's go out. And I hate to prescribe for people to do because I know there's people digging their ways out of 4 feet of snow in Wisconsin,
Hmm.
and where you live, Dorothy, it's not melting any faster.
No,
But
it's
like it's going to
cold.
be 90 degrees by the end of the day here. So do whatever your little heart's desire,
Yeah.
and you're going to start to see how everything is beginning to open, expand, and bloom.
Yeah.
And over the past week, we've looked at cleared spaces, planted our intention, awakened our energy, explored balance, gathered wisdom for the path ahead, envisioned our own path forward. Each step's prepared us in the soil of life for where we're ready to grow. The equinox is a moment of balance, and it's also a doorway.
Hmm.
So I want everybody to catch on to that. Take a moment and pause. And where do you feel you are with your garden? What is beginning to bloom? What feels like it's already expanded in the last week since you've been conscious of what's going on around you?
Hmm.
This is a day of celebration of gratitude and quiet confidence that we're moving forward. And I was explaining to Dorothy, I always do a little reading. So we're going to go to um, the other camera. I disappeared. Dorothy doesn't. I disappeared.
Still here.
Dorothy's still there. And what I've got at the top of the reading
Hmm.
is quartz.
Me too. Got my quartz.
Dorothy, she's got a beautiful scepter type quartz.
Nice
This
quartz.
is a
Yeah, I love
beautiful
it.
quartz, clear quartz
It's
with
gorgeous.
points. This is a quartz wand I've shown you before. That when I first got it had no inclusions in it, and now it's full of planes. Every time we go through a major shift, more
Mhm.
little things show up in there. And this is Dorothy and I ended up talking about this quite accidentally. This is a piece of pure little Herkimer quartz. If you don't know
Mhm.
about Herkimer quartz, it's next to Arkansas. It's the purest quartz you can find in the country.
Yeah,
And
it's nice and
oh, it's clear.
the density of it. There's a
Yeah,
measurement. I can't remember what the road is.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's really
here's my Herkimer
there's
with a little
Dorothy.
with
Yeah,
a
my
little bit
my
of
my
matrix on
Herkimer
it.
will take on your Herkimer.
They will. They're intense. I've got a few of them. I'm not too far from Herkimer, New York. So,
And as
um,
I showed you guys yesterday when I had 3 forms of citrine out, I had a big chunk of citrine. I
mhm.
had a nice crystal, display crystal of citrine, a bunch of little rounded, tumbled ones. And then I had some teeny tiny ones. And I keep explaining this to people, and they go, "Oh, you're kidding." No, size doesn't matter when it comes to crystals.
Yeah,
It's really the energy each stone contains itself.
that's
So
right. That's right.
these are our 3 cards for today.
Have
And
you been using the same deck over the 7 days?
yeah, I've been using the fairy deck, Radley
Okay,
Valentine's fairy deck.
nice.
Beautiful deck. I've never really used it in reading in public before. This is what's the emerging bloom. Oh, this is great for the collective.
Nice.
Unity is the emerging bloom. Do the right thing for the right reasons. Compare traditional versus the approaches that you've been using in the past. You will become part of a very spiritually minded community. So that's the first card. The
Yeah.
second card, that's what's emerging and blooming. How do we nurture it? It's time to take action. Oops, poor little Herkimer, get over there. It's time to take action. The power of creativity. Success allows for lives, for the life and the beauty in your life. So we're seeing, and this is what is the potential, the high priestess. You couldn't get better.
Unity, the Empress, and the High Priestess.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's true.
And this is
So that
what's emerging. This is what's blooming around us, and this is what this potential. If we work with blooming right, trusting your own intuition, careful reflections before taking action, insights that come through meditation. So I think we're being drawn at this time with this set of circumstances and going into this equal night. That's what our gardens, what we've been building towards this whole time, is finding unity, working with it in a way that empowers us and makes us feel stronger so we can grow our spiritual community and our intuition.
Yes, perfect.
I'm going to stop there because I don't think I can pull better. Anyway, Dorothy.
Yeah, and that's wonderful. And just what that last sentence you said about taking action in your spirituality, pulling in your intuition. I mean, that's Neptune and Aries, you know, and we had that back on February 20th. And so that is kind of like an initiation into where we are. I know that was over a month ago, well, almost a month ago now. But as well, most of you would know that we did have a new moon last night. Eastern time, it was at 9:23 p.m. And so 8:23 p.m. for you last night in that new moon at the 28th degree of Pisces. What that represents, a lot of our new moons, I think since we had an eclipse back in, I think it was September of last year, 2025, all of our new moons, we're almost done, are at like the last 1 or 2 degrees of every sign that they're in. And what that is creating is sort of like a dichotomy. It's like the new moons, we always know it's about initiating something new. But when we have an event like this at the end of each zodiac sign, the first thing we have to do is create space. So you're always going to hear us like it's letting go, letting go, letting go. And those 2 days before the new moon is 2 days, it varies. It could be 2.5, could be almost 3. It's the balsamic lunar phase. It's the final 8th. It's the 8th phase of 8 phases that the moon actually goes through every month. And when we have a new moon at the very end, then of each degree of each zodiac sign, and those 2 days before every new moon is a massive opportunity for all of us to just to settle, to go into ourselves and into our own quietness, just like the winter that we're coming out of tomorrow on the 20th of March. And so we've actually had this as sort of a theme, among many other things, but as a theme that's run through all of the new moons since the eclipse season in last fall of 2025. And so basically what it tells us, we're almost done, we got one more like that, but it basically just tells us it's like, create space, allow yourself just to sit, to ruminate, to process, and just that inner work, that reflection and that closure is where we're at with the lunar phase that we just completed, as well as the Pisces, because today at this recording on the 19th, the sun is still at the final degree of Pisces. And so we're still there, right? We're still in that Pisces, in that surrender, that reflective period. And the equinox is on the 20th, and that's at 10:46 a.m. Eastern time. That's the sun entering the sign of Aries. That's spring for us. Hoorah. Southern hemisphere, you guys have fall coming in. But the point is like, I'm talking to mostly people in the northern hemisphere, but we also have at 3:33 p.m. on that, on the 20th, Mercury is done its retrograde for right now. And so it's direct. And so all of this, I know it's a lot of astrology words, but new moon, release, surrender, even though we're in a new moon, we can put our intentions out as to what we want to initiate, but just sit in it and see what it feels like and see what you have space for. Wait until we get to after the sun enters Aries, so the equinox and Ostara, for those who love it, and then Mercury being done its retrograde. There are officially no more retrogrades until May 6th. All right. So besides being equinox, no retrogrades. And we are still in a new moon phase when the sun does enter Aries, because that phase Each phase can last approximately, like I said, 2.5 to 3 days. It moves pretty quick. It's moving quick right now in Aries. And so that's where we're at. All of that means we are in a new phase, and we have lots of opportunities to start to step forward. It's the spark of what it is that we want to do. An Aries vibe for the whole month of Aries is planting seeds. And we don't necessarily, as any gardener would know, when you plant a seed, it doesn't come up right away. You just need to plant the seeds and just put the intentions into it, or the action, whatever it takes to make that seed grow, whatever that intention is. And when we get to the next zodiac sign, there's 3 zodiac signs in each season. The next zodiac sign is Taurus, that's fixed earth. And that's when things start to bloom. So it's just 4 weeks in between each one. Things start to bloom, and we have an opportunity for that whole month. The middle, that middle zodiac sign of spring season, for things to bloom and to establish themselves. And then we move to the 3rd sign in spring, and that's Gemini. And that's when things are just really flexible and movable, sociable, information. It's just a lot of, and then we're prepping and preparing for the summer, which is, another whole season. We'll do another thing by then. But
we're going to do something on by the 2nd of April, because we're going to have one of the longest void courses of moon.
Oh, yeah?
On April 22nd, April 2nd. It almost goes on for 40 hours.
Who told you that?
Steve Judd.
That makes sense. No. Oh, no, I was curious. I was curious. I don't pay attention. I don't always pay attention to the voided course moon. Yeah.
Well, it's talking about how it's such an obscure function. Most people don't, but he's looking at this one because of what all the planets have been saying was going to happen. And we're not going to confuse you guys with void courses of moon today. But it is new moon. And on the new moon is the day, or last night, and into today, you got a 24-hour period here, to plant your intentions. And, the very first day of this, it was clear the soil so we can begin to plant our intentions. And now we get this lovely message of our intuition's finally waking up. It's finally catching up.
Yeah. And I love that.
Priestess.
Yeah. And that's that Neptune. That's that Neptune that moves through. It's moving through Aries. I mean, it was there last summer, but it's there now and then of course, as time goes on through the day, through the next couple of days. And you guys, you can catch all of this stuff on my own YouTube channel. I have a ton of shorts. Every day I do a short, but if you really want to get the insight, come and subscribe to my membership platform on Patreon. And there's also one right on YouTube as well. Tier 3 or 4 is your best location, because as we move through the next couple of days, the sun will then make its connection to Saturn and Neptune. I can't find the one for Neptune, but the one to Saturn's on the 25th. The one to Neptune is just on the 22nd. So, and that's just going to initiate more of like what you just said, trusting your intuition, allowing that to flow. That's one of the biggest things that we need to pay attention to, because if you listen to other people who talk about energy and vibe and where the planet is in the solar system and just all of the, the 5D things, just everything, we are stepping up, even though there's a lot of chaos on the planet.
3 years ago, I was saying to my guides, I said, I want to find this ley line tree that's by me. And I've watched him over the years. And this year he did this, Dorothy, if he comes on. I didn't get him on. Where'd he go?
What are you talking about?
I have a ley line tree.
Oh, I remember that one. Yeah, I remember. You said he bloomed, right? Did I hear you say he bloomed?
And he's in bloom.
I'd love to see that. Yeah, that would be so cool to see.
Okay, I'm trying to put it on stage, and now it won't do it. It was doing it so fine before.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, anyway, if I can get, maybe I need to clear space for him. Dorothy,
Share the
we're going
screen.
to get small.
Are we?
Well, you're going to get small. That's wrong. This is real wrong.
That's too close. Take that back.
It's like, move that. Okay.
That's too close. I'm going to back up.
He's here. Wait a minute. Okay, all of us with the thing. Okay. Let me see if I can get it in when I do it this way.
Okay. Am I still with you?
No, you're not with me at all. And I don't know what happened to it, guys. I've always been able to get things on screen. Wait a minute. Now we're going to try it, Dorothy. This is
purple.
This
is
a
pretty purple screen right now.
Purple.
And I know how to run Zoom better than I do Substack. I mean, whatever we're using here. It's not Substack.
It's not going to work. And I'll just kill myself trying to figure this out.
Yeah, let's not do that.
And I put us back where we're supposed to be, Dorothy.
Okay. All right.
I've made some poor person with vestibular coordination problems very ill. But
I've been dealing with that. I mean, I don't know how many other people. I know a number of people just through acquaintances and friendships. Beautiful. What kind of tree is that?
And he's not usually like that. And this is looking more up his trunk kind of thing.
Yeah.
I remember years ago I told people that Hogarth had a line.
Mm-hmm.
And he had a line, and this is showing the line that was behind him, and kind of there was like some yellowy soil this way.
Mm-hmm.
Well, now let me see. This is the year you can see the line. This was the year I said, show me where the ley line is. And it's this squiggly little line. It went under here and it went on the other way. Mm-hmm. This year, Hogarth's blooming on top. He's not blooming on his trunk. This was 3 years ago.
Wow.
And if I can. This is Hogarth this year. And there's like all grass all the way up to him.
Nice.
And the grass is really thick when you're out there. Mm-hmm. It's changed totally. So the year I said, when these people say to me, oh, you can't go out and tell them what to do. Well, yeah, you can. I said, I can't find the damn ley line on this tree.
Yeah.
So it yellowed the lawn. It literally yellowed the lawn. It looks like
that's pretty.
So, and I've done all 7 days so well. But and I have to put this one on Substack too.
Yeah. And I want to remind everybody, though, as well, that with the no retrograde period, the things that we focus on can move ahead quickly. Which can be positive or negative. It depends on stay focused on what's important to you, not what's freaking you out. Do the things you got to do in your life. I mean, I don't know what your current life circumstances are. There's tons of people that will see this. So you have to know what your own current life focus is, of course, or what your circumstance is. I see somebody's having some surgery here on your channel. Somebody's saying something. I haven't been able to read the whole thing, but if you're having surgeries, then that's an opportunity for growth and for healing, right? For healing. And, just whatever it is that is important for you to initiate right now or to stay focused on, then you simply do that. Don't take what I say or Nancy Jean says or anybody else. If it doesn't fit your life, it doesn't mean it's wrong. It just means that doesn't fit your current circumstances. It's just, I'm always so adamant about that. It's like it's not that people are wrong. It's just like sometimes we're all in a different place in our lives, and it depends on what you're looking at, and what you're working towards and what life is about for you right now, because we're all in different places and different just in different places. And 0 Aries is in one of 12 houses. So one of 12 different areas that you could be focusing on. Everybody's different. And so, yeah, so make sure you keep that in mind, because it's your agency that counts.
Right.
It's your focus that counts. It's what you want to be doing that counts. Yeah. And yeah.
You go out and ask the universe to show me a sign.
Uh-huh.
They painted one on my lawn, but
yeah. Yep. I know.
And if I didn't have this wonderful channel and I wasn't doing this stuff, all that kind of would have passed on, because I wouldn't have taken pictures of everything.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
So this is our 7th day.
Mm-hmm.
And the closing thoughts I have. Do you have any closing thoughts, Dorothy?
No, but are there any questions for us that we want to peek at real quick or not?
If you want to type one in real quickly, do it.
I don't know. See if there's anything.
My closing thought is the garden is alive,
Yeah.
and what you've tended is beginning to grow.
Yeah.
So step forward with trust and welcome the season's renewal.
Yeah. Yeah. My final statement is what I just said about your own agency and really just staying focused on that.
Okay.
It keeps you empowered.
I'm going to pull one more fairy deck card as kind of a closing card for us.
Okay.
We got the 7th of autumn, which is like the 7 of coins. And it's have patience, don't worry, take time and rest, plan your next steps, be prudent with your own investments of your time and money.
Nice.
So while we're telling you to go out there and do things, we're not saying go out and do it if you can't afford it, or if you don't have the time, or if you don't have the strength.
That's right. Yep. Again, however you can apply that to your life is the way that anybody should use forecasts like you and I are doing when we're talking to the camera, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have unless you're doing specific readings for somebody. So just like when I do sessions for people, it's like, this doesn't necessarily fit what's going on in everybody's life, So mm-hmm. The only way I'm talking directly to you is if I have your chart and you and I are on a call.
Yeah, well, that's true. The world you live in, you can't just sort of pull out a planet. Like I can kind of pull out a card.
No, but I'm just giving you the weather forecast for the area, for us, and the weather forecast, if you will, astrological weather forecast, and of course you can plan accordingly, and that's how we use it when we're talking, giving forecasts like this. I just like to remind people of that once in a while, because some people just get too in their heads about it, and it's like, well, that's not working for me, and blah blah blah, and it's like, that's okay, it doesn't have to.
Something I tripped across is a suggestion of how to deal with things. It said to start humming.
Mm-hmm.
Just hum to yourself. I used to sing a lot because I was in a choir, and I used to sing quite a bit, but I don't do that anymore. And a few weeks ago, I started humming, and I really felt every time I'd go through a session of just running around sort of singing to myself that it did shift the energy.
Well, you know what that is? That's actually the vagus nerve. The vagus nerve runs right behind us, and it runs through the whole body, but it runs right behind it's somewhere in the neck. And when if you don't hum, you can even talk. I'm a terrible singer, so I don't sing, but even if you put your hand right here when you're talking, you can hear the vibration of your voice box. And so even talking helps. But if I talk to myself all the time because I want to engage all my I live alone. I want to engage all my senses. So when I'm thinking something out loud, I'm not just thinking it, I'm talking it out loud. My hearing gets it too. So it just engages another sense. And, but the vibration of humming and singing, I do a lot of chanting. I do like a lot of chants. I love a couple of them that really stick strong with me. And just like the Gayatri mantra, Ganesh mantra, there's a couple of them that are just big for me. I like them, but they help, soothe the nerves, soothe the stress if you have it.
Well, they're not hopping in with tons of questions, so I guess we've answered everything in what we already talked about. And I will say goodbye to Dorothy. And remember, in closing, step forward, trust, and welcome the season of renewal.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you,
everybody.
Bye-bye.